Welcome to Talking with TIAC, a video brief by ARTBA's Transportation Investment Advocacy Center on state and local transportation funding topics. I'm Carolyn Kramer-Simons. I'm the Senior Director of State Funding Policy with ARTBA, and joining me today is Dr. Allison Primo-Black, who is the Chief Economist with ARTBA, to discuss transportation funding in 2022, a state and local forecast. So Allison, what are you expecting in the market in the coming year?
Thank you, Carolyn. It's great to be here. So we're actually expecting the market to perform very well in 2022. Our market outlook is for 6% real growth for highway and bridge construction. So that's even taking into account what we expect to see for project costs and inflation in the coming year. And that's really being driven by a few things. The first thing, of course, is the recent passage of the new federal law, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. That's going to provide a significant boost in federal funding. We also have states that have raised their revenues over the last decade, so they're pouring additional resources into infrastructure repairs. And finally, there's still some additional COVID relief money. If you remember, that was provided to state DOTs last year. They have a few years to obligate that funding, and we've seen probably about almost half of it get out into the spending stream so far. So we expect some states to continue to use that money. So all in all, those things are going to help drive some real market growth this year.
Great. So ARTBA TIAC has been compiling legislative and ballot trends going back over a decade. Based on that research, what can we expect from legislation and ballot measures this year?
Usually in an even number year, especially when there's an election, we don't see as much in terms of state funding initiatives being moved through the legislature. So we've got our eye on a couple of things so far, but we don't expect to see as much. However, what I do think we're going to see are more of the ballot initiatives, especially some of the major urban areas that put out highway and transit funding measures. We saw a lot of those scaled back over the last few years, so I think we're going to see more of those return.
Thanks so much, Allison. Any last thoughts you'd like to share?
I think in the longer term, we actually are going to see states look at raising their own revenues again. We often see this after a new federal bill is passed, especially with the increases we're talking about in the new federal law. I think we're going to see states turn and look at their revenues probably in 2023 and the next year after that.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for our first episode. We will be posting this video series throughout the year and releasing new episodes on our website, transportationinvestment.org. Until next time, thank you.